In this video, I'll be comparing the Canon Pixma MG3620 to the Canon Pixma TR4720. And to do so, we'll compare the features, but we'll also take a look at the print quality, the scanner quality, and we'll finish with the value. Let's start with the features. So both of these are able to copy, to print, and to scan. The difference is that the TR4720 also has a top feeder scanner, which means that if you have a document that has multiple pages, let's say 10 or even 20 pages, you just have to load them on the top and the printer will take one by one and scan them for you. The TR4720 also has a fax machine built in. I know not many people are using it, but it's nice to have in case your business still needs one. When comparing the size of both of these printers, the MG3620 takes definitely less space on a desk. Not by much, but it still feels smaller. Both of these are able to connect to a PC, Mac, Android phone, or iPhone, but I found that it's much easier with the TR4720 since you don't need to download a driver to make it work. With the MG3620, I had trouble connecting to my Mac and I had to download softwares from the Canon website. I personally think that in 2023, you don't have to go through all these steps to get connected to a computer. It should be much easier. Another difference is that the TR4720 is able to copy and also scan larger formats, up to a maximum of 8.5 inch by 14 inches, while the maximum size for the Pixma MG3620 is 8.5 by 11 inches sheet of paper. Now let's go ahead and compare the print quality. During the whole portion of this video, the Canon Pixma MG3620 will always be represented on the left and the TR4720 on the right side. When looking at the text print quality between both of these, I'll give the win at the MG3620 because the text is a bit sharper and the black is definitely deeper than the one in the TR4720. I'm sure not many people will notice this difference, but I can clearly see it if I bring it very close to my face. If we check the color graphic test print, the difference is a bit more noticeable, especially where there's colors. Both of these did well, but I still find the MG3620 to have an edge over the TR4720. If you look closer on the right side, we can see there's some kind of pixelation. The details are not as sharp as the image on the left side. The color blue also seems to look a lot more rich and deep on the MG3620. If you look down where it says no specific and it's underlined, I also find that it's a bit easier to read on the left side. Again, not by much, and I'm sure not many people will notice, but I have to point out the difference. I have also made a test printing pictures on plain paper and glossy. This is on plain paper, and I was quite surprised to see a difference. The Canon TR4720 seems to have a much more noisy image than the MG3620, where it looks a lot cleaner. Take a look at the shadows over here, that's the MG3620, and the TR4720 in the shadows, I don't know, it should be clean, but it looks very noisy and a lot of artifacts. Here on this landscape as well, very clean, very sharp, and here in the shadows everything falls apart very quickly. Here I have printed pictures on a glossy paper to see if there is difference as well, and indeed there are. I have no idea why, but the Pixma TR4720 seems to overexpose the image. You can see on the left side the greens look deep and the color look really rich, and on the right side everything looks overblown. This is not how the original image looks, and I don't know, it doesn't do great justice to the picture. Here again, you can see the landscape, and on the TR4720, there is too much overexposure going on. It's not natural. If I place them side by side, you can see it better. You see in the shadow on the bottom of the picture where the flowers are. I have also compared the scanner by scanning the exact same sheet of paper with both of these, and the results are also different. The MG3620 seems to have a very slight magenta tint over everything, and the TR4720 seems to have a more greener tint. I know it's hard to explain, but I'm sure you see it right now on the screen. If we look at the close-up of the same sheet of paper, we can notice that there's not much difference going on. I won't say that one is better than the other one just by looking at this example. What strikes me the most as a difference is mostly the magenta tint and the greener tint. Now let's compare the value between these two printers. At the moment of doing this video, the MG3620 was for about $69 at B&H Photo and the TR4720 $99. This doesn't paint a realistic portrait because these printers goes on sale very often during the year. I got my TR4720 for $65. I think that if you're buying this printer to print mostly pictures, then get the MG3620. Without a doubt, the print quality for pictures is much better. If, on the other hand, you won't print many pictures, but you will scan very large documents, then the TR4720 is the better choice. Not having to scan each pages one by one can save you a lot of time, especially for teachers. And if you're looking just at the text print quality, it's very similar. You won't miss much. One thing I forgot to mention is the control panel. On the MG3620, there's no screen and only a few buttons. It could be a bit confusing when trying to change some settings. Meanwhile, on the 4720, you have all these buttons, but also this screen, which makes everything a bit more easier to manage, especially when trying to set up the printer. Overall, both of these have their strength and also their weaknesses. It will depend on what kind of task you want the printer to achieve. If you found this video useful, please take a moment to leave a like, subscribe, and also write a comment down below. I thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.